What's cracking, guys? Your boy Daniel here from Kabuki Strength. Today I'm talking all about the satiety index. We're going to discuss what it is and how you can utilize it in your diet to make sure you're getting better results, whether or not you are looking to gain weight, lose weight, maintain, just improve athletic performance, or just stay more consistent with your diet in general. So let's start off by what is the satiety index? Well, essentially it's a taxonomy of different foods and their associative satiety scores, right? So it's pretty simplistic. Essentially what we look at is when we equate calories, which foods are going to be more satiating than others. So for instance, if we have 500 calories of boiled potatoes versus 500 calories of potato chips, which is going to be more satiating? Obviously, the boiled potatoes are going to be more satiating, and for a couple very important reasons. The first one is that they have a much higher food volume than potato chips. The second one is often when we're looking at foods that are that are less processed, they usually also have a higher fiber content. They usually have more micronutrients. They're usually a little bit better for us and have a little bit more health promoting benefits than their processed counterparts. So there's a lot of other benefits that go outside of even satiety. But just strictly speaking of satiety, they're higher in volume, which is going to be a little bit more satiating. Sometimes they have higher fiber contents, which again is going to help blunt hunger and increase thermic effect of food. So if you're cutting, that can also be very beneficial. So again, when do we want to start implementing foods that have a high satiety index? Well, when you're dieting, it's going to be very, very important. So for instance, if you're dieting and you're on lower calories and you're eating a bunch of pasta to fulfill your carbohydrate requirements, well, pasta is very, very calorically dense. So if you are starting to get hungry and you start getting more cravings, what we can do is shift from pasta and start switching that to maybe white rice or sweet potatoes, yams, or boiled potatoes, something along those lines. You're going to have a higher food volume for the same energy requirements, and it's going to make you feel a little bit more satiated. Now, conversely, if you're trying to gain weight and you're feeling like it's very, very difficult to just pack in all those calories, what we can start doing is start increasing the caloric density of the foods we're choosing. So instead of having, let's say, potatoes, we can shift back to pastas or breads or different grains like that have a little bit more calories and make it a little bit easier for us to get all the calories in that we need. Now, another really important thing is the food palatability reward hypothesis. Essentially what this says is researchers have noticed that when people consume highly calorically dense, highly palatable foods, you are more likely to actually perpetuate more hunger cravings and the desire to actually seek out more highly palatable foods. So if you have a bunch of potato chips, or if you have, a dessert or something along those lines when you're dieting, it's actually going to kind of push you in that direction a little bit more, and you're going to start craving these things a little bit more. So especially if you're in a caloric deficit and you're trying to lose weight, you kind of want to avoid some of those foods, not necessarily because they're bad, but because they can increase the cravings that we get while we're dieting, which is just going to make it a little bit more miserable for us, a little bit harder to stay adherent to our diet. So hopefully that helps you guys. If you have any questions, leave them in the comments below. Thanks so much. Until next time, peace.